What the Yankees have done this year with this roster is absolutely disgusting. Aaron Hicks was bound to have a bounce back season. Josh Donaldson was bound to have a bounce back season. DJ's fully healthy. Rizzo was a contact injury. I'm not going to talk about him. But the fact of the matter is, the Yankees knew that their line, that they had inconsistencies, things they couldn't rely on, and that also that their roster was injury prone and very veteran led. But they failed to take flyers on anybody. They failed to take a chance on anybody. They go out. They get Frankie Montas last trade deal. See, listen, the Andrew Benintendi deal I loved, right? And he broke his hand. Like I said, these are contact injuries. These are things you can't do anything about. But he was a piece that the Yankees needed to fill out the depth a little bit, to allow the guys that maybe can't handle being at the top of the lineup, but they had to be there just out of necessity, because there was no one else. They're able to have a little more comfort. They're able to go down in the lineup a little bit and not have to face the pressures of the 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. And now Glaber was able to hit at the 6 a little bit. And now you're DJ, who wasn't having the best season, was able to go down a bit. But out of necessity, we had guys in spots that they just weren't able to produce in. But the Yankees were just figure it out. It's going to figure itself out. That's what the Yankees tell themselves. Josh Donaldson's been absolutely terrible. He hasn't been good with the Yankees, but the Yankees expect for him to just figure it out. Aaron Hicks has been deteriorating in the past couple of years, and I'm not throwing shade on Aaron Hicks. Maybe his injuries are catching up to him, whatever the case may be. It's not his fault that the Yankees had to depend on him the way they did. Like, guys, these are just some guys I pulled up here that signed on absolutely nothing, prove-it deals, 1-year contracts. That's what the Yankees don't believe in, those prove-it deals. We just call guys up from the minors, from free agency, and give them deals on veteran minimums and expect for them just to produce. Billy McKinney, Jake Bowers, Cole Calhoun, Willie Calhoun, Frenchie Cordero. We had just threw IKF out there because we had nobody else, which I love IKF. And even though I threw some shit, listen, this is the thing. This is what the Yankees put guys in positions to the point where they're hated. Glaber's in that position right now. There's been no consistencies around Glaber Torres, and he is not. Of course, I mean, what player is going to be able to produce when they're the only consistency in the lineup? Everything around them is changing. Scenarios around them is changing. There's almost no one on base when they hit, and he hits into double plays. It is what it is. But where's the fluff in the lineup at all? I mean, my goodness, it's been bad. But look, going back to the guys I talked about, and I'm gonna name them again: Willie Calhoun, Billy McKinney, Jake Bowers, Frenchie Cordero, Aaron Hicks. These the guys that played the outfield this year. Guys that we just signed, called up, and gave them a chance. These are some guys that needed chances, that had nowhere to go. Jock Peterson, lefty bat. He was a free agent, signed for a qualifying offer because he wasn't really getting the offers. Adam Duvall, 1 year, $7 million. To begin the season, he was absolutely scorching hot, but he had a contact injury. Okay, I'm not going to put that on him. Cody Bellinger is the one that everyone's going to talk about. Something that the people lined up. I mean, he had the reputation of being a good player once before. He's a lefty bat. But no, Yankees. I mean, Michael Conforto signed for 2 years, about less than $20 million per season. No, we'll take Josh Donaldson's $20 million contract. And yes, the Yankees may feel handicapped because they have a lot of top-end contracts. But that's the thing. That's the problem when you go for the cream of the crop every single time and you fail to acknowledge the latter half of your team. That's why the Yankees, even though we always project to have a number 5 starter, never have one. Why? Because when guys get injured, you have no depth. Your number 5 starter becomes your number 3. And now you, who have no backup plan, the starters is different. Okay, so it's not the same. Sevy has been terrible. Rodon's been hurt all year. We haven't seen Frankie Montas at all. Garrett Cole's been the only consistency in the starting rotation. Clark Schmidt, who started off the season pretty bad, has got it together. He can look to be a quality number 5 starter. But the Nestor Cortez has been also hurt a lot this year. The problem becomes necessity with injuries, with lack of depth. You put players in positions where it's hard for them to succeed. Jake Bowers, I think, can be a great 9 hitter for the Yankees if he had an actual lineup around him. He has times where he produces for the Yankees, but since we have no one else and it's not a lot to do, and now you need Jake Bowers to take more responsibility, and that is just not the ability of player and the talent player that he is at this moment. But you can't say he hasn't been productive because he has. But he just hasn't been able to produce to the necessity of the Yankees, and that's the issue. We need guys. We need guys who wear size 7s to fill size 18 boots, and we try to make them walk like that. It's not easy. I mean, I'm glad that they're calling up Pereira and Peraza. I'm wanting them to give Austin Wells a chance. Like, I mean, the Yankees need it. The Yankees need a revamp to this team. I remember a couple years ago when we were watching guys like, I mean, Jed Lowry took a shot at third base. We had Jury take a shot at third base. Chase Helly brought in Chase Helly. There was a rotation of things that didn't work, and we called up Miguel Andujar. And even though he was terrible defensively. He was rejuvenized this Yankee lineup as well, and one of the best hitters and broke a rookie double record. Yankees, who let Cano walk, brought in this young guy and let him play. And even though we had a rotation for a couple years of guys that didn't work, once you brought up the young guy, it's a rejuvenation. It allows you to figure out what you have, but the Yankees don't do that. They give guys spot opportunities and expect them to hit home runs and this and that. Without that's the thing about the Yankees. They give fake opportunities a lot to the young guys. Don't give them a real chance to show themselves. Esteban Florial is getting ninth inning defensive subs, and how's he even supposed to maintain a major league roster spot like that? And I get he struck out a lot in the majors. He never really had a consistent opportunity to play. Peraza, at the end of last year, he was hitting and was fast, and he was rejuvenizing. The Yankees loved him, but no, this year he doesn't get an opportunity at all. Pereira, who the Yankees have been throwing everybody and anybody who wants an opportunity and has a phone number and has an agent, they've been calling them and putting them in left field. But he couldn't play it all year. Yankees, who have one of the worst offensive catcher cores, can't give Austin Wells an opportunity. I mean, because what good is defense if you're not scoring anyways, right? I mean, that's just a bad analogy anyways. But the Yankees, and I'm going to clip this. The Yankees need something fresh and new. And I get it. We've been the Yankees are supposed to be in a position where they're contending, where this and that's obviously not working. It's obvious that the Yankees, this team is so injury rattled and old. It's all right. And Rizzo, I would love to have Rizzo back. I'm not putting that on him. DJ is obviously battling something and is just not a healthy player right now, and he just can't hold the responsibility of being everyday third baseman at this point in his career. Stanton, can't rely on him. You just can't. Ever since the Yankees have gotten him, he's played, 2 full seasons? I mean, it's just not been easy for the Yankees to have any consistency. And when you have no consistency, how are you supposed to succeed? When everything is changing around you, how are you supposed to cement your feet and make a name for yourselves? I'm put it like this, and I'm gonna do a little basketball analogy. The Sacramento Kings last year, yep, it's okay. I watched a lot of basketball, so this is what I'm gonna talk about. The Sacramento Kings last year were the healthiest team in basketball, right? And they wanted to start something new, and they wanted to rejuvenize their team and get to a point where they're a contender and a serious team in the NBA. But a huge predicate of that, a huge part of that was their health. And without their health, they wouldn't have been able to be the team that they were this year. We're now bringing that to the Yankees, bringing that to baseball with no health and no depth. How are you supposed to, if you're very top heavy and you're not healthy, how is that a winning formula? You know, if that's the case, why do we give no, the Yankees have done some very questionable things. And I think we should take the White Sox approach. Yes, I think the Yankees should get rid of Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman. It's time. They and I get it. They're gonna say, "Oh, but we signed him. We signed him. We signed him." That's fine. It didn't work. It hasn't worked. The philosophy has not worked. Getting the top guys and completely disregarding anything under that, it just hasn't worked for the Yankees. And I get it. The Yankees are always going to be in a time of wanting to compete one into this. You bring this team back next year fully healthy, maybe they're a good team. Maybe. But it's just been a whole kerfuffle of just garbage. Garbage. I mean, I don't know. The Yankees were projected to be one of the best teams in MLB this year. Best rotation in baseball, a lot of people were saying. And injuries play a factor. But when you don't have a plan B, you're going to fail anyways. Regardless. Regardless. What you see great teams do is they give young guys opportunity. But the Yankees don't. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say about the Yankees, but I already recorded this video twice. I'm going to post it because I'm just frustrated as a Yankees fan. Me and boy B-Riff, God bless. See ya.